All right, this is Michael White coming back to our third set of the opening day of the Canadian clubs, if that's what you want to call them, the club championships. I'm here with our next commentator.
JP Nguyen's, what's up?
Opening rush coming out swinging with Essex sliding in to get his balls. Looks like he got clipped.
Weirdly, it's a little bit humid in here, so I wonder if at some point it's going to start affecting the floor. Maybe it has already.
Well, yeah, I hadn't really considered that yet, but that could be a very real possibility. A little bit of condensation goes a long way on these courts.
That was a nice underhand by Rajano there, Andrew Rajano. Mainstay in the Dodgeball Toronto community.
We got an underhand. I'm always looking out for that. This is the corner playing on the right for Tyro.
So wherever the camera is, you have your left side here on Tyro.
Oh yeah,
he's got tons of different throws, drop shots, curve balls.
Okay.
Best to just get out of the way and not try to block
I'll be looking out for that. That's part of what I come to watch. I love seeing people with lots of tricks in their bag.
And apparently he's got catches. He's got grabs.
Got both hands underneath that one.
Catch these hands. 22 in the middle here for Tyro as a big throw, as you just saw there. I'm saying that because we just played them like 2 games ago. So I'm fairly intimate with these players.
Well, yeah, I was reffing that match. It was quite a push back and forth there from the start. I believe you guys went up 3-0, actually.
Yeah, and then they took 2 from us.
Battled back 2, claiming the no block going to the halftime, but then you guys were able to pull away.
Yeah, this is a tough team out of Quebec. They ended up beating one of the stronger teams to make it here, Diabolique. Diabolique is, I believe, not even qualifying this year because of Tyro, so they're flying high after that.
Interesting.
And that's Johnny Lowe from the middle on Ascend, throwing high on Tyro.
Well, yeah, it looks like Tyro is able to kind of control the court so far. They're thriving off of their defense.
Yeah. They're not a super countering team. They do thrive on just making plays at the line. Ascend plays a little bit more of a reactive style,
a little more chaotic.
Yeah, maybe the middle player, the right player Rajano. I think he's wearing a question mark.
Yeah, that must be.
He's
might be a 7.
Yeah.
Could be the font.
He takes pre-throws. He takes full court underhand curve balls. He just hit someone with that, so I really hate playing against him, and he catches a lot.
Well, yeah, and throwing underhand, especially with foam across 30 feet minimum.
It's hard to read.
It comes to placement, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't necessarily throw that ball quite as fast as you might overhand.
And it's hard to read because it starts out at your feet and then rises up and could hit you in the face.
And it can carry movement.
Yeah, a lot of it.
The opposite of what you would expect.
And it somehow comes out very quickly. So he can get you at a lot of pre-throws here. But known catcher as well. Very good blocker.
We whittled it down to a 2v2 here. Oh, we got stop and play. Looks like, waiting on the ball to come into the court.
Andrew's been playing as long as I can remember. I've been going to tournaments for almost 15 years now.
Wow.
He's been around a while.
You got me beat. I think I've only been competing for about 12.
Hey, that's impressive. How many of those are COVID years? You count those?
To be fair, not really.
Okay, good exchange there by Johnny, taking out Mathieu.
Ooh, showing some underhand himself.
Yeah. Johnny Lowe going for a 1v1 here. He has all the balls.
Yeah, recognizing that ball control there and collecting himself before playing into this.
Mitch trying to get himself involved in the game, tried to throw a ball to the ball retriever and failed. So Mitch got to work on his wind-up maybe. Yep. Okay, well, I hope the audience didn't hear that because our friend Mitch said some colorful words.
No, there's a spirit in the background.
Look at that. Curveballs aplenty, and I like the hustle there on that dive. Regardless, I think we're playing, I guess you reffed, so I should know the rules, but if a ball goes out of play, it's 2 feet in bounds, right? We're not playing those rules where it's like catch it, and you need 2 points of contact.
Yes, you need to secure the ball with 2 points of contact for a catch to be made. And
it's important. I knew that.
Well, yeah, with all the rule sets that go around.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the reserve committee meetings. They've done a great job of making sure they've covered everything, but man, there's a lot of things that have gone back and forth over the years.
Yeah.
But we seem to have a good feel for what we're supposed to be doing now.
Estic tries again on the rush. He slips again. More of a stumble, but
yeah, almost like he was expecting it to be slippery.
He was worried, and then he didn't get the slide. Another underhand here by Lau. That came up my head.
That's why we're sitting down over here.
Yeah,
that's just low enough to protect us from that one.
That's why I'm sitting, not because I'm lazy.
All right, looks like we've got Tyro collecting ball control again, trying to play at their pace. Getting a cross in and a pressured throw off the right side.
Off 2 targets, 2 different targets.
Trying to press in and target their opponent.
It's a bold strategy to throw 2 balls at 2 different targets when there's 6 players on the court.
Very true. It comes down to efficiency, right?
Or there was a misplay.
True,
supposed to throw at someone. Nice dodging by Estic. He's a rising star in the Toronto community.
I was going to say, I was doing some commentary and watching reffing at the Thing down in Seattle about a month ago.
Yeah,
Estic was playing with Future for that tournament.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, St. Elite.
He was elite. Yeah.
And he had a great showing. He really surprised me with a lot of his plays, catches, throws. Ended some very close one-on situations.
Yeah, it also helps that Danchenko was pumping his tires the whole time on commentary. But I think he got some MVP votes on that one.
Oh, for sure. He made some plays that earned it.
Yeah. And so he travels well, it looks like. So he's still very new, but he's got a lot of good throws. You can see right there.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, it means he stands out more on this team from what I can tell. And he seems to be getting targeted for it. Tyro's trying to kind of create mix-ups. They were throwing in some leads and follows there, trying to get a ball on him, but he's done well enough to survive after that opening rush.
Yeah, they stopped throwing at him there. They tried to take out Andrew because of his Rajano because of his throw. And then Estic takes one out.
Yeah, so they're really starting to show their teamwork now.
Yeah, Tyro missing a lot of shots here. They got to dial it in if they're going to win this point.
Tyro coming high up the court, pretty unafraid of the rush coming off the back line. That may change here quickly if Ascend can recognize it.
Yeah, Ascend has not taken those chances as they did in provincials. Maybe they're playing it safe a little early, but they do take a lot of rush counters and just standing counters. As you can see right there, a rush counter by Estic.
There it is. It hit both. Underhand on the right, overhand on the left. Both well-placed shots.
Yeah.
I like to see that switch flipped, going from kind of passive on the back line, conditioning your opponent, and then taking advantage of that comfort when you get him in that space.
So much of dodgeball is just switching up what you're doing. You can't do the same thing over and over. If they think you're going to throw 1 ball, throw 2. If they think you're going left, go right. You got to keep them guessing.
Absolutely. It's the unpredictability. And the more tools you have in your bag, the easier it is to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
It would seem we have some players that have that in their collection of tools.
Yeah, for sure. Tyro has a fast rush, so they elected to throw there, but now they only have 2 balls. Roland, a nice pickup from provincials. He looks like a little happy that was not caught. Those ones are the worst when they just wedge in there and it's an accidental catch, but it still hurts all the same. Probably more.
Tyro showing a little more aggression off the back line there.
Yeah,
coming out of the middle even with a cross court.
Yeah, I think they're doing what we call lockups. So if Estic throws, then the person across from him is going to throw. In that case, Roland through, so middle on the other side through.
Gotcha, so responding to your opponent in quick transition.
Yeah, it's easier to just be like, you have one person to worry about. If your guy is thrown and you're still alive afterwards, take a shot, if it's there.
Keep it simple, make it work.
Yep. And that one was a single throw, but then Estic saw something, tried to get a sneaky little throw afterwards. That's Tuan Nguyen, and another Nguyen, a real Nguyen.
Great toe shot there from Estic on the left side.
We're noticing here, I was going to say the accuracy here for Ascend, and then Johnny Lowe skied one. But accuracy here for Ascend and also dodging is making it so that Tyro is like having a hard time getting bodies out here.
Another close shot there from Estic. Now that they have the advantage, Ascend kind of has that option to kind of leverage that advantage against their opponent.
For sure.
They're sitting more passively on the back line, which is interesting because it means they're able to kind of play off the counter more than playing off of the majority.
Yeah, and you don't need to worry about too much of, like, they have 5 players, so and a big catch by Andrew Rajano. That's what I was saying. Twan is happy for that. His brother in arms.
That was great posturing, low and grounded before the ball was even thrown, punishing his opponent for trying to place it lower than he was already at.
The man's got hands for days. He catches so much.
Oh, earning another catch off the block.
Twan gets that catch.
Looks like he was nicked by a ball.
He felt something, so he's out.
Appreciate the honesty. Tough to see that as a referee, especially with so many balls flying.
That's smart play by Ascend. You have 4 balls, there's only 1 player. You might as well throw 2 or more. Same going to happen here, I'm sure.
It looks like that counter strategy has worked out to their advantage. Willing to throw all but 1. Oh, sorry, there was 2.
Ascend is a team that works together, and you've seen that from pop-ups and how they shadow each other.
A little aggressive there. Had final ball in hand trying to defend his teammates, but probably worth protecting. Being aggressive to make sure that he can't target anyone he wants.
Yeah. You got to make him wonder if you're going to run him down. 2 throws off-timed here for Ascend. Maybe they got to throw 2 at the same time.
Yeah, maybe moving a little faster than they need to right now. I think that was a little rushed. Coordinated, but rushed.
Andrew looking for that catch. Probably a little disappointed in himself he didn't get that. He got one earlier. He earned it.
Good.
Nice fake there by Estic to set up the 2 right throwers on that one. Got him jumping in the air with the first pump fake, and then 2 balls came in. Hard to block when 2 balls come in at the same time.
Well, yeah, it's good to see they were able to reel that in. It looked like they were kind of losing control even in a 5-on-1, mostly just because they were rushing a little fast in what they were trying to do. They were coordinated, though, so that coordination ended up proving through as the plan was played out.
They had numbers, so they could afford to take chances. Andrew going for that catch. Not necessary, but they had 5 players, 4 players or something. That's enough.
Man,
that's a catch.
One.
Yeah. This team just seems to be in the way for pop-ups. Not the best thing in the world, because you don't get a player on, but you might as well take one of their players off.
Well, yeah, it was a good follow there by Tyro to recognize that it was worth throwing that ball to follow the catch.
Hey, when there's a pop-up, just unloose.
Oh, absolutely. And off the opening especially, because the catch isn't bringing someone in, so now you're just trading for that hit. Yeah. It's well worth taking that counter.
Yeah, I mean, even if you give them 6 balls on a pop-up, it's better than giving them a catch, in my opinion. If you have time to throw it, throw it. Loud didn't see that one coming, but tucks his arm in out of the way at the last second.
Tyro's managed to put it down on the back line this time. It'll be interesting to see how they play out of this. They have 4 balls. They have control, pushing high up the court.
And the catch there, eventual. A lot of bobbling, but a catch.
Tyro very intentionally countering and punishing, realizing that they have the advantage in numbers and willing to trade out.
Yeah. And this looks like it's going to be our last game before no blocking.
Yep, looks like we're coming down to 13 minutes here.
That was a nice throw. He did not see that coming, even though it went straight down the middle. Didn't think he'd be targeted.
All right.
And as time winds down, people just start throwing. ABT, always be throwing.
It's honestly a real strategy in the no block. It's more so about getting your ball off first, I would think.
Yeah.
And granted, it's still dodgeball. You still have to place your shot. Still have to be prepared to catch. But I think by throwing first, you're actually preparing yourself to react in an appropriate way.
Yeah.
The longer you hold that ball, the more likely you are to block. That's kind of the general nature of it.
Yeah. And Tyro makes short work of that. Hits Twan with one. He's normally a very good dodger, so he's hard to play and no blocking, but good thing I didn't say that before it happened, because I don't want to be accused of cursing someone, so I can't curse him if I say it afterwards, but I can take credit for knowing it by saying it now.
Well, yeah, good to see Tyro earning that point and getting themselves back in the match going into the second half.
Yeah.
We are seeing the clock run a little bit past the theoretical halftime, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So they'll have less time to work with, but they only need 2 games instead of 3.
Running clock. I'm never a fan of running clock, but I get it as a tournament organizer.
Yeah, the logistics.
Yeah.
So who's standing out for you so far? We're starting to think of our VCU MVP player of the match.
Standouts here for Tyro. 88 Germain is usually my go-to.
He's snagging some catches, putting some interesting throws on targets so far.
And,
I would agree with that.
And Mr. Trudell here, I haven't seen much from him, but he throws bombs, he makes catches, so I mean, Tyro's on the board now. They had 2 games that didn't go their way, and that one looked pretty dominant. On the other side, either Estic for a lot of his effort, a lot of his high-energy plays, and then maybe Rajano.
I was going to say, I think Rayano is probably the go-to for me. Essex definitely has some great plays. He's been pretty patient. I wouldn't say Essex has been all that aggressive. We may see him kind of shift into a more aggressive play now that they have a 2-point lead.
For sure, yeah. I've been saying he likes to take free throws, and I haven't seen one yet.
Exactly. So. It's that conditioning we were talking about. Let your opponent get comfortable and then exploit that to your advantage.
Yeah, and if you take a counter in front of him, he's going to throw, as you just saw there, so he's always ready.
Oh, looks like we got Doucet on the left, a lefty. That might be something to keep an eye on
Lefty
here.
in the left-hand corner, like to see it.
Tyro able to kind of capitalize and gain their 2-player advantage again. That's what allowed them to close that last set. They may be in a good posture to be able to close another one here and put themselves within 1 game of their opponent.
Yeah, that was a smart move by Doucet, noticing that Estic was up high taking that shot. And Doucet taking that shot to punish. Johnny Lowe, very hard to hit, very smart player.
Well, yeah, interesting with Rayano as an underhand in a 2-on situation. There's, I think, different ways of using that to your advantage, but you have to really intentionally set your teammate up. I wonder if they'll be able to do that effectively in this climb.
Yeah, and if I'm him, I'd throw in a pre-throw every once in a while because, you just got to get him to respect that fake. He's throwing? No? Oh, they fished one out. Tremblay not happy with that. He knows he was made a fool. And Germain gets caught. Johnny Lowe hits him in the ankles.
What we'd like to see from high-level dodgeball is when you do get that 5-ball control, making sure that you do something with it, able to get the hit by targeting one player with 2 balls there.
Yeah.
Rayano's hit out on the cross court, though, so now we're into a 4-on-1.
That's bad ball retrieving by a non-ball retriever, and that's good sportsmanship to give it back. Refs also called it. Johnny Lowe going to take a shot. Ooh. It was a good idea to throw at Doucet because he was definitely going to throw, but it left him exposed to getting hit. So if he didn't throw at him, he was going to get hit anyway. So.
Well, it sounds like we want to nominate Rayano here on that corner for a send.
Yeah. They what?
Of course, we'd like to shout out the Rushdown podcast. I've actually was just listening to a couple of their most recent episodes. I believe the last one they produced was on Logan Garrigue, if I'm saying that correctly. Have you ever listened to the Rushdown podcast?
Is it a dodgeball podcast?
It is a dodgeball podcast. There is actually the Dodgeball podcast that was hosted by, I believe, Steve Damon and Sergio Leone out of the States. The Rushdown podcast is a podcast produced by Kim Nguyen from Outsiders, another U.S. team.
Outsiders,
one of the more dominant teams.
He's a big catcher.
Yeah, big catcher and a sharp thrower. You'd be surprised.
He's another Nguyen Win player.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
But yeah, the Rushdown's been doing some great work, really getting into the kind of long-form podcasting, interviewing players, and getting that kind of player experience of what it's like to develop as a dodgeball player, be successful as a dodgeball player, contribute to your community. They've done a really, really good job of kind of keeping up with it over the last couple of years, coming out of COVID especially.
That's amazing. Yeah, nice counter by Doucet. I'm not a big podcast guy, but I'm also old and like on my way out the door, so I don't need like tips to get better, I guess. That doesn't mean I don't have room for improvement.
That means we need to get you on the dodgeball podcast. That's what that means.
I got a lot of things to say. I got a lot of
you
knowledge.
Hear that, Kim?
Yeah.
JP Nguyen would like a seat.
We did play against them in the Clash a couple months ago, and they were a very good team. They took it to us.
Well, honestly, I imagine Kim would be very open to doing some recaps with players from the Canadian National, or sorry, I didn't say it, Canadian clubs, the club championships.
Yeah. Hopefully one that we win. I don't want to go over a loss. Ooh, Trudell went over to cover Doucet, but he ended up getting crossed up from the other side. He did not expect that.
All right, well, we're putting in our nominations here for the VCU MVP Players of the Match. I've got Rayano and Doucet down, in my opinion. Is there anyone else you'd like to nominate?
Yeah, I'm going to say Germain. I wish he got a hit as I said it, but he didn't. Germain and Estic, I think.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Estic's been very consistent for his team, short of that opening rush, which was most so unfortunate. Maybe slipping just because of the humidity in here.
Yeah. He's getting at least a kill per round, too, so nice to see those numbers.
Well, and he's typically a closer from what I've seen of him. He's typically on the court for a long time.
He looks
difficult to target and get off.
He can play a lot of positions, too.
Yeah, very adaptable. He's actually been playing out of the middle from the start of most of these sets, but then sliding to the corner as necessary.
Yeah, and that's one good thing. They're very fluid on this team. They've got a lot of people who can play corner and just also slide into middle.
Well, yeah, and they seem to know how to play off of Essex's lead.
Yeah.
And obviously he knows how to do the same when his team takes the initiative. This will be a good test for both teams here. Now, it's 3-2, but it's a 3v3. Time's coming down to about 6 minutes left, so this match or this set could be critical.
Yeah, they're only down. Tyro's only down one here. Balls collide. I don't know why that play is so fun, but maybe it's the smashing sound. But
I think it's the timing, the rhythm, the synchronicity of it.
It's
right?
almost two deaths, but instead nobody gets hit. Ooh, nice shot by Germain. That was nasty. Outside drop shot. Straight into the ankle.
Earning that MVP nomination. He might be carrying some votes here now.
Let's go, buddy. I got my money on you. Let's go. Wait, we don't gamble. Unless you gamble channel points on our MVP. I don't know if we have that on the board yet, but vote for your MVP if you see it. Channel points don't mean much, but bragging rights if you win.
Well, yeah, we still got about 5 minutes left in the match. Oh, good.
Get
So
your
voting is now up. We got about 5 minutes left here, so there's no rush. Got some time to kind of see what these players are capable of in the final games of this match.
And after playing against 22 here on Tyro, Casey, he's got some nice hard throws and that underhanded sidearm almost, little whip shot. Very, very comprehensive throws. They're both good targets. If you're on Ascend, either one of these guys can go. And for Tyro, I'm going to say, that means they lost. They were supposed to throw and they didn't.
Oh, yeah, it looks like there's an unfortunate sequence there where they...
Probably one of the worst things to happen in a game other than lineouts is not throwing on time and giving up all the balls. You feel like such a doofus when it happens.
Yeah, I lost track of what was happening with the count there. It didn't seem like anyone was feeling rushed in the moment.
It's not nearly as loud on this court, so I'm surprised that happened. Right side. Yep. And they got him.
Good low, wide-placed balls. I like the patience of being willing to put those just off the body, still able to get that out.
Germain staying off the line. Nice drop shot. He's probably thinking that.
That was close.
Yeah.
I do think it missed, but that was close.
Yeah.
That's kind of the effect you were talking about, though. Having all those different throws in your bag, you can start to kind of work that through this one-on-two.
And if you're Ascend, don't stand still. The guy's got so many throws. Now Ascend, it's not an insurmountable lead, 4-2. There's going to be one more game. Maybe they can pull out a quick one before no blocking, but still possible here for Tyro.
Well, yeah, 3.5 minutes. As a player in the tournament, how would you advise going into this? Do you ask your team to play at pace, or are you looking to just secure that win no matter the cost?
If I'm on Ascend, we only throw when we have to.
Okay.
It's still a little early to be dragging out the clock, but if they make it to no blocking with even one player left on the court, they now win this match no matter what. So that is what I would stress, but I don't like saying, drag it out type of thing. It's just, I don't like playing that way. If you see a shot, take it, but don't be stupid and take extra shots. Don't be extra.
Understandable.
Do what needs to be done. You throw one. Like if right here, if you're Tyro, maybe throw two because you need some outs.
Well, that's part of what I was asking. So if Tyro's under the gun here, they're down 2. They have 4 ball control there. Is it worth kind of just taking one and letting that majority dictate who throws, or would you rather be throwing 2 balls and try to make sure you capitalize hits early?
You need to play on a different level right now. You need to amp it up for this. Throwing 2 when you get 4, even when you get 3 balls, you can throw 2 as well, because you need to start getting hits, because if this game goes to no blocking and there's still one person on the other side, you've lost the match.
I was going to say, in that 3 minutes we were talking about, it's already dwindling to 2.
Yeah.
That's how quickly these the clock can expire as you're playing. A match can easily go 5+ minutes. A game can easily go 5+ minutes.
And they got it. if you're Tyro, I'm saying priority targets. Number 1 and 5 are probably easier to hit. 2 and 3 are probably the hardest, and now they're throwing at Johnny Lowe and Tuan Nguyen. Like, those are probably the hardest players on the court to hit right now, so I would advise against that if I was Tyro.
Woo. Straight shot down the line there, coming right at us.
Yeah, I flinched. I'm not gonna lie. Again, throwing at Johnny Lowe. I know you want to throw down the middle sometimes, but like, not that guy.
Well, yeah, the efficiency starting to prove through here.
Was that a pop-up and a catch? Oh,
wow.
Man. Good awareness there by Roland, although it did just basically land in his lap, so you like to see those if you're Ascend. Big throw there by right corner. And pushed him out of bounds on that throw.
Man, unfortunate for Tyro. Trying to be more aggressive there on the counter as the clock is coming down. And now they're putting themselves in a position where they really can't do much to defend.
And they threw 2 balls. Okay, they got 1. And then they got a second.
Oh,
and another.
Well, that's an established 3-point lead with 45 seconds left. That's going to decide the match, but we'll have one more game here to play.
If there's more than 35 seconds, they play another rush, and however much time it takes to get to no blocking. If I'm on Tyro, I would say, they didn't really take extra chances, but the chances that they did take, they were thrown at the wrong targets. You want to throw and get bodies off the court. And that should be your number 1 priority. And you need to identify who are the targets, who are the catchers, who are the dodgers. If you need bodies off the court, don't be throwing at the dodgiest guys on the court.
Well, yeah, at this stage in the tournament, even though you're down 5-2 and you can't win the match, there's still a lot of value you can draw out of this one set.
Yeah, plus minus means a lot. We've seen it plenty of times in tournaments.
Well, and the opportunity to learn, right? You're up against an opponent that's challenged you, so now's your opportunity to kind of work through that challenge and see what you can do to turn it the opposite way.
And you don't know if you're going to face this team again in playoffs or something.
Absolutely.
So you might as well, you got to learn, scout the team, figure it out, and adapt. The best teams in any sport adapt. They don't just do the same thing over and over. Even if they're winning, they need to adapt and find other strategies to win.
Absolutely. We saw a lot of that actually when I was at the Thing about a month ago. At that level of competition, people are good enough to where you need to recognize when you're not being successful, when the things you're trying to do aren't working out, and having to make those adjustments in-game. It's part of why the WDBF format provides timeouts, although we haven't seen anyone use a timeout in this match.
No, yeah, and you'd think you would with how hot it's been in here. But, if you can't adjust, even at halftime, you're not going to be a win. It's not a... Wow. I was going to say recipe for success, but, when it rains, it pours, I guess. Ascend making that one look easy anyways. A lot of those points were really close, but that last one, they found their rhythm. You're right.
All right, well, it was a pleasure doing commentary with you, sir.
Hey, likewise.
This is Michael White and JP Nguyen.
Yeah.
We'll be coming at you with another lineup here in the next set.
Oh, this court 1 is on fire today. I'm sad I don't get to commentate a lot of these games, but if you're on for a lot of them, if you're watching at home, stick around. There's a lot of good dodgeball coming up.
Well, yeah, it looks like I'll be sticking around for the next one. We got Caffeine & Co. versus Valkyrie coming up. Valkyrie, one of the top women's teams out there, as I understand it.
Yeah,
and Caffeine & Co. got a little bit of notoriety for themselves as well.
Yeah, Valkyrie's been flying high. They've won a lot of tournaments recently, and they're out of Ottawa, so a big shout out to them. That's where I'm from. We rep them. So, but Caffeine & Co. is also a great team coming out of Quebec. Very strong team, veteran players, and it's always fireworks with these two teams. So
cool. Well, it'll be interesting to see. It's the first women's match for me for the day, so I'm excited to see how they're doing.
Yeah, it'll be weird. I mean, easy for them adjusting to the lines, but I hate the second line here as a guy playing here.
Well, what's up next for you? Are you on court? Or
I'm probably playing right now.
I was going to say,
probably
I should let you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thanks, sir.
Yeah.